everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining me today for my craft and chat session. Each Wednesday I host this at 1 o'clock Melbourne time. My name is Rochelle Laird Smith and I'm here to create with you a fun full card today. It's going to be easy and I'm going to share with you the measurements so you can craft along with me. You may have done this before. It was something new to me, which I created for my daughter's birthday. So it was, I'm an easy, fun, full person. As far as possible. So I hope you enjoy it. So today, each Wednesday I share different cards with a very varying products from Stampin' Up. And on the Sunday, I share my card creation series. So if you haven't joined me for that, please join me. I host it on YouTube and on Facebook. So it's a series that goes over a month. I share 4 cards centered around a product suite or a bundle. And that this month is our art gallery suite. Beautiful gallery suite. I always call it art gallery. But if you're joining today, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And if you're watching replay, I do appreciate you watching and I appreciate you liking and sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is also encouraging to me. I value your support. Just before I go, I'll be using some products that are in Stampin' Up online store. Right now, so from the 3rd, it started yesterday to the 30th of June, you can get any sweets and sweet products in our buy one, get one free sale. Get one 50% off sale. I'm getting my words mixed up. So it's buy one, get one 50% off in our sweet and sweet product sale. I will share with you how you can see it in our online store just to give some clarification how it works. And I will do that in the middle of this video so you can see what products are there. So anything that's in our 2025-2026 annual catalog is there. Anything that is our online exclusives range, plus anything that is on last chance. So that also comes under online products. So right now I've looked, there was the Country Wood Suite. Even though that was from last year, that will be there until it sells out. So if it sells out, then it's not. So you can buy a suite and buy another suite and you'll get 50% off the one that is lesser value. You can buy one suite and then you may want to get a bundle from another suite. The bundle will be 50% off. You may want to get a bundle from one suite and maybe the DSP from that suite. The DSP or the designer series paper will be 50% off. So check your cart when you add it to make sure that you are getting the value that you best want out of your purchase. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me, but I will share that during the video. I will share my screen so how you can get all that. So today we're creating a fan fold card. It is super simple, and once you get your measurements, and I will share the tutorial with my newsletter subscribers. So if you have not subscribe to a newsletter, do so. My subscribers get a free tutorial each week. I am going to make sure this is live on my Facebook. Sometimes I seem to be having some issues with this going live, but yes, I am. So I am grateful for that. And I hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. Let me know what you're doing. You might be at work. I work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I work every day, but you know, when you're at home, there's always work to do. But I work in my day job, which is in a school, and I have Wednesdays off the job. So that's why I am doing my live here. So are you crafting along with me? Let me know. All right, so I'm going to turn my camera around so you can see my desk and you can craft along. So what you need is a card base. So a basic card base. So this is 21 centimeters by 14.8. Now in my tutorial, I will have the imperial measurements as well. So I did see this enough. There's heaps of variations on the web. You can see Pinterest, YouTube, whatever. There's a whole host of different styles here. I'm going to be using Timid Tiger as my card base. This is one of our new in colors. Now this is Darling Duckling. So this base is 21 centimeters by 14.8, scored at 10.5 on the long side. This matte layer is going to be 10 by 14.3 centimeters. So you need one of them. And we're going to be doing some cutting. We will need a trimmer. And I've also got a piece of designer series paper. This is a floral impressions. So pick whatever DSP you want. And this is 9.5 by 13.8. Okay, so what we're going to do is get a ruler, or you can do this with your trimmer. Sometimes I find it easier with my ruler, but you're going to mark at the 4 centimeter mark from the left hand side of the front of the card base. So that mark. And we're going to basically cut that from there to there. So just to make it easy, I will mark that there so you can see it. And we are going to trim this on our trimmer. So when you place your cardstock on your trimmer, place that mark, the pencil mark we made on one end and the edge on this end. And we're going to trim like that. So that's our base done. We're going to bring in our matte layer. And we're doing similar. We're going to measure 3.5 from the edge. And again, you can use your trimmer or this, and I'll show you. And we're going to trim like that. And while I've got my ruler out, now this piece, keep that, okay? You're going to need that. 3.5, and this will be 3 centimeters from the left, right, left, right, from the left. Okay, so that's a bit trickier to see. And make it a little bit more marked, pronounced. Just the DSP is a bit busier. So the cut is going to be at the same angle. So we'll bring in our trimmer again. And we're going to place our corner there, the little pencil mark, and our mark here. And we're going to trim that down. We'll bring in I'm a bit off there, but I'm going to make sure I make that right, and I can adjust my corner bit fine. I just want to make that perfect. And we will find that that will match nicely onto that. All right. Next, we'll bring in this one. Okay, like that. It is a bit tricky to see the pencil mark, but it's there. If you prefer, you can even draw the a line, if that helps. So now these are pretty much like that, but we're going to be doing some cutting that we need those pieces. So now I'm going to, I pulled out my eraser just to erase those lines. This eraser is really good. I like it. Doesn't leave like yucky marks. I'm sorry, you may have had some feedback there. I apologize if you did. So, because I hadn't turned my volume down on my computer, and then Okay, so I will go through those measurements again so you can, if there was some feedback, I will run it through. So the card base was a regular card base, 14.8 by 10 by 21 squared at 10.5. This piece was 14.3 by 10 and 13.8 by 9.5. So to make the cut, we did this at 4 centimeters, measured 4 centimeters from the left and right down. We measured this at 3.5 centimeters right down, and this one was at 3 centimeters from the left and right down. I'm just repeating that just because I felt that my sound were not having good at the start. Now we're just going to layer that, and that's all going to layer nicely like that. So let's glue that together, and then we've got the front of the card formed. This is Darling Duckling I am using. You could skip layers as well. If you just wanted to have that, you could emboss that perhaps. That's another alternative you could have. And then you don't have to have the DSP. But I think this is lovely with DSP, and it's a great way to use your designer series paper and try it out with different styles. I'm going to show you a few I've done. So that's our first piece done. Now we have these layers. So while these are just exactly the same, we're going to trim this down, which we have by 0.5 centimeter on that side, on the right hand side. So it's going to form a matte layer. So just 0.5 centimeter, butt it up right against that top there and trim that down. So now you're going to get that layer. This one will be 1 centimeter. I'll bring that down a bit. 1 centimeter layer, like off that right hand side. You can have less, more, whatever margins you want. I felt this was the easiest when teaching, and to follow. You can make it smaller or larger, and that'll create another matte layer. So we're going to glue those together. Hey, Masri, how are you? This paper's busy, but I think it's comes up really nice in something. This particular design lends itself to like busy patterns, and you can offset it with something a little bit not so heavy, then it'll come up nice. So we're just going to glue. So this I'm using the Floral Impressions Designer Series paper. So with the sale, if you haven't got this, you can get this suite, or you can get the DSP even. Any items within the suite or the full suite, if you buy one, you get one 50% off. So that is one way to do that. So we've got one element ready to go. The next pieces we need, I'll set that aside, is now I'm swapping the matte layers. So Darling Duckling in 9.5 by 13.8. Thanks. I do like the nice cheerful colors. 9.5 by 13.8, a Darling Duckling layer. 9 by 13.3 in Timmy Tiger. And this is 8.5 by 12.8. I'm going to be using reverse sides, so just for some layering. We are going to cut all of these in half, top left to bottom right. That's the easiest way to, because if you say diagonally, it just gets confusing. Trust me, we did it the other way. Last night I was creating with my friend, and we had it like 3.5 hours. We were just talking and creating. It was just fun. And we did it the other way. We created our own little fancy fun fold. I said it looked, it was just different, and it formed a different look, and that is fine. But if you want the right way, do it top left to bottom right. We created our own design, and it wasn't really fan, but it created a nice look. So if you want to create a different look, just go the other way. So how this will work is like this, right? So top left to bottom right. So do all of them in the same angle, then it'll make it easier. So we're placing each end on the guide. So now it's just gluing them together. So I need my pieces. I've got that. Make sure I've got that. And then we have to cut these as well. So it, see, I might cut it down a little bit, because if I want a bit of a bigger margin. So here again, I'm going to trim that down a little bit on the right, because I maybe want a little bit of margin showing, more margin. I'm just going to teensy weeny bit on that right. And this way, if you wanted to avoid that, you can create your matte layer a bit smaller. I just wanted to make it a touch. Gives you a little bit more border. Right. And let's see. Sometimes with these kind of things, you've got to eyeball it. But your basic layers are good. So I'm probably going like 3 mil on the side. That's a good margin, I think. You could make a bunch of this. This is really quick. It doesn't really use up a lot of cardstock in the sense you use one card base. So what you have then is this. You're going to place it like that. I'll bring in an envelope so you can see. So it's just have an envelope so to make sure that it will just fit. Right. And then you've got that going like that. All right, so we're going to bring in our dimensionals. What I'm going to do is place some dimensionals here because you don't want to go past that. Make sure my dimensional backings are off. All right. And then that's one bit done. And I know that will fit. And then I'm going to place this. Again, I'm going to add dimensionals right across that. I'm going to add my dimensionals just kind of where I think they'll fit. And then we'll continue. I'll add 1.5 here. Just no, even a small one. I know they're a little bit different height, but it's going to be okay. I just want to make sure it nicely sticks down. Now, if you haven't joined our Stamping Lounge retreat, we would love to see you this weekend. It's on Sunday from 10 to 4. We are using the Scenic Adventure bundle, and we have got 6 cards which you will be able to create on the day. And altogether, you'll get 21 ideas and a bonus. 3 of them will be a bonus class with videos using this Feathered Fun stamp set, which is gorgeous. And we have all created different things and different techniques involved. So it's $54.95 for the retreat. It's a virtual retreat. We are loving seeing people who ordered the kit. I mean, those who ordered the kit are receiving it, and they are just loving it. So we would love to see you there. So come join us if you haven't joined any of our retreats. It is a lot of fun, and we have fun. Kayla Master and I have lots of fun. So this is the Stamping Lounge retreat this Sunday. We do have breaks in between, so it's not all crafting. You do get to have lunch. We release you, and, but it's a lot of chatting and a lot of laughing and fun. So come and be part of it. Now, did I do my matte layers? I thought I did my matte layers for the inside, but maybe I didn't. You know, you think you do and you don't. I think what I did, you need a layer for the inside as well. Oh no, I have. I am more organized than I think I am. So you need one for the inside. I use Darling 10 by 14.3 and then 9.5 by 13.8 basic white. So then you can have that. If you wanted to, you can use the same angles to create that, but I think the white showing under is quite sweet. So before I start decorating, I'm going to show you how you can shop the sale, because I think it's nice to see how it looks and where you can find things, right? So this is what you will view, and you will go onto the site, And if you click here, it's going to take you to all the sweets that are available. It says buy one, get one 50% off on all sweets and sweet products. So say this is the sweet I'm using today. You go shop now. And so if I want to add the entire sweet to my cart, I'm going to check my cart, and then I'm going to add another sweet just to show you how it works. Or let's say I add a bundle from a sweet. So I'll go to Celebrity Sips. Now, as a demonstrator, this is not the view I particularly get. I get bits and I can look at this view. It's a little bit different, but it's basically the same. Get some other things. So you can add a sweet or whatever you add. So let's go and look at my cart. So you will see that I don't need that. So you've got the Floral Impression Suite, and then your Cheers and Sips bundle has been discounted by 50%. So it actually tells you here on the left in pink that it's part of that offer. Now, if you're going to add some embellishments from a suite and you just wanted the embellishments and you forgot that it was an offer, just make sure, because you're going to end up with that embellishments at 50%. And that may not be what you want. You want to maximize that, how do I say, the offer. So if embellishments is not what you want in your 50%, you don't have to, but you may want the embellishments at 50%. That is your personal choice. But I'm just giving you a heads up. If it's any sweet products, so whatever you order from that sweet is buy one, get one 50% off. So I'm using here, this is also part of the Floral Impression Suite, are these frames. Now, I haven't used them before because I think I forget about them. And they're really nice. And I think I forgot about that they were even in this suite. So I am thinking it might be nice to use that. And then I'm using this because I thought I might use a few little flowers, but I'm going to be using this, which is part of an ephemera pack, which is called Spring Celebrations, the ephemera pack. And I think because we've got flowers and things, I thought I might just add that. I'm going to be doing a little bit of die cutting, and I'm going to add some of these little flowers from the Impressions of Bloom dies. I thought that can add like instead of it sort of acts like an embellishment. I'm just seeing which way looks better. I know hexagons are meant to be like that. Maybe that might be nicer. All right, so I'm going to do maybe a little, I want a texture, some sort of texture. So I'm talking to you. I haven't thought this, I kind of thought this through, but I didn't. I knew I wanted to add texture, but I didn't know which set. Because every one I've done is different. So I'm going to get the textured notes. I'll have a supply list later. Textured notes there. And we may do, what's here? Maybe in basic beige. Might be nice. Just something not very out there. You know, hence your one measurements when I'm doing, that wasn't to do with this card. That was some other card I was doing. I go into full matte mode. So that's my basic beige. And I think that is a nice color. And I know it looks a blue tinge, but it does. ease up a bit, bluish green. Gonna work out which way. Just that. Where is me butterfly? Yeah, right. So he can kind of lay on that like that, and maybe some. Where's strawberry slush? Is that strawberry slush? You know, I haven't put my markers in the right spot. They're all willy-nilly here in front of me. I'm looking at the strawberry slush. And I'm picking up on the strawberry slush in here. So it kind of varies which part of the DSP you get. That's quite cute. Maybe a little bit of, okay, don't worry. Strawberry slush blending. I don't know. It feels like it needs something. Could go very wrong. I don't know. I just want it very light. So I'm taking all that color off basically. And on this gold, it's gonna resist. You can wipe it off. Now for the sentiment, I have got, this is one of my favorites. I don't even know, I think Simply Said. I like just basic sentiments. So I am looking for something that's just gonna fit in. Either I've got that, I've got that. Celebrate may be okay too. Let's go, let's see. I like just basic sentiments. We're just working with a range of projects. Not fun for too many fluffy sentiments. You know what I mean? Maybe we can stamp that in some strawberry slush, or I'm going to stamp it on scrap and see how that would look in strawberry slush. I don't know, might be too much. No, I think it's okay. Just brings a bit of pop of color. I'll show you my other samples of what I've made. It's yeah, and that'll just fit in there. All right. Add a bit more blending here just to fill in that. Okay. Curve that. And then we can put this one on here. So you could do flowers, whatever you like. Might put it a bit higher so we can actually see our little arrow. Should I do it here? I'm going to double up the dimensionals here because they're sitting more on the flat level. So then it'll sit flush. Right? Then it's not unbalanced. So that's all I've done. Now for the inside, we can stick this down. Might add a little bit of strawberry slush blending on the top, because this section is not visible. It's going to be hidden. I'm going to pull out that ephemera pack and see there's another little butterfly I could add inside. And you could even add a piece of DSP, which I do have, and I might do that. Just to, I might have a one more piece. Use that, because these are the bits like we cut off. I don't know. Can I use a bit here? Maybe. Oh, let me cut another bit. It's okay. We can cut another bit. It's not quite long enough. I want it long. I'll trim as we go along, guys. Bring in our trimmer. We need, and then it'll bring in that color as well, from the front. I'll show you how you can add extra room to write as well, which I did because I made this card for my daughter's birthday, and I felt it was a little, if you want to write a lot, which you do with someone special, there was not enough room, so I added a little bit extra to make up some space. All right. I've got probably 3 pairs of scissors on the front on my desk at the moment. I don't know. They get buried. All right. So we have, and here I spotted a butterfly. I've got a few rogue ephemera here from another pack here. Oh dear. I'll just put it in Ziploc bags. It's just easier so it doesn't get lost. At least then I have it right. So I was going to add those little flowers, so maybe I'll add those as well because I did say I would. And I think it'll be nice on the front. So we're adding this, adding that to that. Then we'll add that to our card, and I will get some die cut flowers out of, this is a bit, well, maybe I think that was a bit long. It looks a little bit crooked. Not looks, it is a bit crooked. Even to my bad eyes, I can tell that. Okay, so we've done that. So we're gonna cut, I'm just gonna die cut some little flowers here. And I think I'm gonna die cut them from white and add them around and work out what color I want. White's my safe color when I don't, not really 100% sure what color I want to use. At the moment, I'm thinking maybe some strawberry slush, but maybe some Timmy Tiger, maybe both. So then you can always ink blend, color them with stacking blends. It's kind of gives you some options. And I like that you get 6 of these, so you get a bunch at once, which is awesome. All right. Set my orange blending brush. Timid Tiger. I like Timid Tiger. It's a nice color. Let's do one and just see how that looks. I think it'll be nice. That's my opinion. Just I think it might be okay. We'll see. If it's not, we can change. Too much Timid Tiger. Let's do some strawberry slush on the others. We need, oh, that is not strawberry slush, guys. This is strawberry slush. Do you panic when you do that? Like I just did go, oh. Turn them around. Strawberry slush is quite like a ready, if you do it in really dark, but then it's like a nice soft pink. You can take the depth off by tapping off. But the Stamping Blend is quite a deep color. Actually, I was quite surprised when I did it. We did get the Stamping Blend. I don't know what I was expecting, a more softer color maybe. All right, let's do that. Oh, that might be better. So I was, I think I prefer the strawberry slush. All right. You know, I think it's too much orange before. Like that. And then I've got some gems, but I'll see whether I need them. I probably need it on the butterfly. You always need gems, right? Just add a teeny weeny bit of glue. You can use your Take a Pic tool for this. It'll be easier than me fumbling. Now, this product is on your last chance. This is Adhesive Back Pearl Trio. And I feel that it may be from, I'm not sure, could be as part of the Thoughtful Journey one. Oh, thanks, Vanessa. There's something new to me. I have not tried. Let me see. Just so that Pearl Trio, I just don't want you, if you add it to your cart, that you'd end up with a half price last chance item in that sense. Yes, so it is part of the Thoughtful Journey suite. So this is what I was talking about before. If you add a suite and then you add this just because you like the pearls, you're going to end up with this half price, which is half price is $3.31. Now I'm tipping you do not want this half price. You're going to want something a bit more pricey. The reason being, this is part of a suite that is there already, which is in a last chance sale. So just be careful when you're ordering. Make the most of that sale. Go through your cart, see wherever it says offer, that you're getting the best value for money. That is my PSA today, public service announcement. Which one? This or the orangey one? I don't know. It looks like maybe if it was flirty. I may go with this so it's not so strong. Yeah. Sometimes you can have too much of one color, and that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, maybe I'll put that in the center of the butterfly. I would have ideally like 3 different sizes, but it's okay. Push it up a bit so he can have 3 on his body. All right, we're done. All right, so we've decorated the inside, we've decorated the outside. You can put some DSP on your the envelope to make it all matchy. So that's the fold. It's got a fan fold. That's the inside. Now I'll show you what I did yesterday when I was creating with my friend. Luciana was mucking around. So this is the one I did with the Delightful Wishes. So that's, I wanted something sunny, maybe because it's winter in Melbourne and I was trying to be all sunny. So this was with Daffodil Delight and Balmy Blue. I haven't decorated the inside, and then I added this same floral impressions, the flowers and the leaves, but I haven't added a sentiment. And sometimes I feel you don't have to have a sentiment. So that the flower, this Delightful Wishes is also there as a suite, and you can get that as part of this promotion. Now this is one I made for Cassidy's birthday. It's my daughter. She had a birthday earlier this month, or early last month, late last month. And I did this with the other bloom impressions. I think that's what it's called. I had the paper and I fussy cut those flowers, and just this was a different measurement to this. And this was probably more imperial sort of. I think it was a 5x7 or something like that. It's different. Maybe it's not 5x7. It's not quite that big, but and I was in a rush, so I just copied it, and so I have tweaked it for metric here. And I just fussy cut those flowers, added some leaves and from the Gallery Blooms or one of those, and just basically used up the DSP. I didn't have matte layers here. I've just used those. And how I add, so that was the inside of the card. I used the ephemera and just fussy cut. Now I wanted to add more writing, and I didn't want to add the writing here so you could see. So I just added a little strip like that and put, so I could write more in there. So that's a way you can add more in there. So I hope you have enjoyed that. So there's just some variations there, and you can change the papers. But I think it's a nice way to use your designer series paper, and because it shows both sides and mix and match it a bit. All right, thank you so much. Subscribe to my newsletter. I will be giving that tutorial this in my next one. So I will have all the measurements nicely for you so you can download it. All right, thank you everyone. Have a great rest of the day. I will see you Sunday for my next live. Bye-bye.